And we're live. Hello and welcome. I'm super excited to talk about a really important topic today with a great friend, mentor, business partner of mine who is going to, like, when she speaks, I listen and take notes still after all these years. Her name is Helen Martin, and I'm going to let her take it away in a second. But before, as you're joining us live or later on the replay, do say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from, because I'm from the Bavarian Forest and Helen is from the other side of the globe, from Australia, and we've met once in person, but I thought, and we've been working together for a long time, and
Yeah.
I really enjoy. She's so easy to talk to, as you will hear in a second, and she's so knowledgeable. So you really want to listen up. But what I really wanted to talk about today is, like, why would a smart businesswoman like Helen walk away from a big paycheck, number one, and how in general can we make it work on social media? Because I know that there's plenty of small business owners going to be watching us. And do say hi again as you're hopping on. And if you have questions, drop them below. But, like, can we just talk about those 2 points a little bit? Helen, would that be fine for you?
For sure.
Awesome. Great. So why
Yeah.
don't you first off tell us a little bit about yourself? I'm going to introduce you, of course, because I've taken some notes here. See all the things I want to say. I'm just joking. So I'm proud, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy day in a completely different time zone to hop on live with me. Helen is a true gold nugget as a human being, beautiful inside and out. She really cares about her people. She's a social media passionate coach who loves helping other small business owners actually make this work. And can I just say, her genius truly is taking the complicated, overwhelming things like going live and much, much more these days, and break it down into actionable steps that even little old me from the Bavarian Forest can put into action. So when I actually met Helen, I had just invested into big time into a mentorship program. And I was so scared and I was so overwhelmed that I wasn't doing anything with it. And she broke it down for me in really manageable steps. So this is the genius that Helen has. And she is, for me, the example of consistency. And now I'm going to stop talking. And one thing I need to tell you, she knows what she's talking about. She's not just a coach, but she's also doing the do. She's a multiple six-figure earner. Correct me if I'm wrong, Helen. And she's got 14 streams of income. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your story, Helen, how that all came to pass? And yeah, let's dive on in, and also your experience, of course. Take it away, my friend. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me to come and have a chat with you, to your audience and the people listening live and on the replay. We've worked together for years, love working with you. So, thank you for the opportunity to just sort of have a chat on live. So a little bit about me. My background's actually from the corporate world. So I'm one of those people that was quite driven at the end of school and went to what we call university in Australia. It's called different things in different places. But I did accounting first. Then I did a Bachelor of Business majoring in marketing. And then I went back and did law. So huge kind of, years and years of going to university, climbed the corporate ladder. And then my last job, traditional job, I should say, was working in an organization I'd been there for 16 years and I was the general manager there. And it was a huge part of my life. And I honestly didn't know who I was without that label, general manager. But sometimes life throws us a curveball, and that's what happened. A family member passed away very suddenly. And it just threw our life kind of upside down. Long story cut short, myself and my husband and we've got 2 boys. We picked up our life and moved it to the country to take care of family affairs because of that particular event. So I reluctantly resigned from my corporate career and went, what do I do now? Like, it was a very scary time for me. But after I allowed myself to relax and smell the roses for a few months, it's like, you know what? I don't want to go back into the traditional workforce. I don't want to trade my time for money. I'm just going to poke around and try to look at some things online. And, network marketing came and found me. And I'm just like, I could dabble in that. And I tried that, and that didn't work very well offline. So I'm like, I'm going to try to do this online thing because I want to be there for my boys. I want to read in the classroom and do all the things. that I hadn't done when I was a corporate mum. So fast forward, probably, we're about 6-year mark of doing it kind of seriously. 14 income streams, multiple 6-figure earner, social media coach and mentor, best-selling author. So #1 best-selling author. I've got my own coaching community. I've got my own mentorship programs. I've got my own courses. And I'm also in a social selling business, which we're talking about, today on this live, in the mental wellness space. So natural health is something that's really important to me. The first thing that I did when we moved to the country, I said to my husband, I don't know what to do with myself. I said, I'm going to have to go and join a gym, because I don't know what I'm going to do every day. Like actually dropping the kids off at school and then turning around and coming back home again, that was really foreign to me. It was like you drop the kids off at school and then you go to work. So like to turn around and come back home, I'm like, well, what do I do with myself every day? So I joined a gym. From that, the people at the gym convinced me to become a personal trainer, fitness instructor, Zumba instructor, all the things. I still teach a class at the gym every Monday morning. It's a weights class, like 8 years later from doing that. So, natural health is something that's really important to me. Mental wellness. And when I say mental wellness, I don't necessarily mean, mental illness, like mental wellness and the connection between the gut and the brain, gut health. My dad is 92. He's in a nursing home down the road. I visit him every single day, and he's got dementia. So if we don't look after our bodies and our minds and our guts, we end up with a whole lot of health issues. And who wants that? And I want to make sure I've got a sound mind as long as I possibly can, because I can kind of look in the future and I can sort of see where it's headed if I look at my family history. So there's a combination of things that are there that are important to me. But what I would like to inspire anybody listening or catching the replay, a couple of things. One, natural health. We have to supplement. We have to look after our gut health. The connection between the gut and the brain health and happiness. There are so many people out there that are stressed. They've got anxiousness and, levels of, tension and depression and those kind of things. Like we have to take that seriously. So to be able to help people in that space is something that's really important to me. The other thing is it's no longer a luxury to have multiple streams of income. 14, I get it. It's a bit extreme. You don't have to strive for that. But just, 2 or 3. Or just even 2. It's no longer a luxury to do that. It's really a necessity, for discretionary income, even just being able to go on holidays or having more money at the end of the month than bills, or working towards retirement. Like it's scary to think about how much money we need to actually stop working. So what we're talking about here, the business model and what we do is a beautiful mix of all of that. And that's why we're working together in this space, I guess you could say.
Yeah, thanks so much, Helen. And we do have 2 ladies on live with us. So I just want to say hi to Judy. Hello, my friend, from Australia as well. And there's also Annie here. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies. Beautiful. And yes, Judy, very true. Pensions don't cut it anymore. I know that you're in Australia, living in Europe. It's just the same thing. I can't tell you how many, especially women I know, who've worked like crazy all their life. Some of it paid, some of it maybe not paid. And it's so hard to make ends meet. And it's really a scary time and it's a stressful time for many. So having an option here is a really powerful thing. Now, for me, my background, obviously, I'm a trauma body and dance therapist. I work in a psychosomatics clinic, and being able to, I like to view it as I'm working in prevention. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yes. So we're not curing anything here, okay? But what I see, and having been on these incredible products, it's got such a silly name, hasn't it? I mean, we don't need to talk about it, but it's like it's a juice, yes. And I was so skeptical. I looked at it. I mean, we were in a different company not too long ago, and I really want us to address that as well, Helen, because I know that many people are like, why would you walk away from a big bonus? So let's talk about that as well in a second. But first, I was so skeptical about the product. Working in the mental wellness sphere, if you like, I know that a simple juice can't make you happy. I wish it could, but what it can do, and that is what I feel, I've been on it now for 2 weeks, is it makes me so much more resilient. my stress levels have gone down. If it's okay, just real quickly, like our son had a really big health scare the other day. He's been in hospital, like he still is in hospital, and I can still hop on this live with Helen and focus on what I'm doing without only being the worried mom that I am as well, right? So having something that you can use that will help you be more stress resilient, to me, that's priceless, because everything else can fall in place much easier when we know how to like calm the nervous system a little bit more and have something, you know, when we, I like to say, when we fuel our bodies well, we can feel better, think better, and act better rather than just reacting. We can actually choose, like, how do I want to handle this, right? So
there's so many flow-on effects from, you know, just stress alone. You know, when we have high levels of cortisol in our body and we're running on that kind of like adrenaline, for a lot of people that leads to weight gain, because your body just, you know, it's in a holding pattern. So when you lower levels of cortisol, you increase levels of dopamine and serotonin. And that's what, like the star product that we're talking about in the company that we're involved with together is called Happy Juice. And yeah, we know it's a silly name, but it is serious science behind it. And there's probiotics. Well, there's biotics in there that are prebiotics, probiotics, and photobiotics, but they are specific strains to help us increase our levels of dopamine and serotonin and lower levels of cortisol. So the combination of all of that, we're dealing with gut health, mental health, and energy all at once. And it's just phenomenal how it's helping people, you know, around the globe. So the star product itself and the mission behind mental wellness and helping people understand the connection between gut health and the brain. Like your gut is actually your second brain. But a lot of people don't realize the flow and effect of the things that you were talking about, how that actually affects, you know, people's lives. So to be able to help people with this in a natural way, it's far better than going on prescription medications that end up with so many side effects. They might help one thing, but you end up with a hell of a lot of side effects. So that's no good for anybody either.
Yeah, I mean, there is a place for prescription meds, right? I mean, working in the field, it saves lives. But after, and I hear it every week from my patients there, it's like, I want to get off the medication. What can I do? And having an option beyond therapy to me is priceless. Because I can, you know, I love working as a therapist, but I don't have time 24/7 when the person needs me. Does that make sense? Like when that dawned on me, I was so frustrated because I felt it was never enough. I could never be there for somebody enough. And now being able to give them, hey, this is something you might try. I can't make any promises, but when you restore balance in your body, as Helen has just like described, right, in your gut, in your heart, in your brain, the axis is between those. I would say bodies can create miracles, and I see them. So yeah, Judy, it's never too late either for preventing and actually supporting our bodies 100%. Oh, Annie's waiting for her product. Oh gosh, yes. I know you can't wait. I'm so excited for you to try and see how it works for you. Yeah, and there are very specific strains in the biotics, and they all have different effects, and you want to know which biotic you're using and how you can therefore use it and what it actually does in the body. So yes, but Helen, let's talk about the cray thing that like this woman like called me up a few weeks ago. I said, Katrina, there's something we need to talk about. And I said, yes, I was actually going to call you too. So why don't you tell the story of two not unsmart business women leaders having people trust in us, make a very move.
Yeah, I think sometimes we've really got to trust our gut. You know, you may have come across circumstances before where you just know that you need to make a move or do something or make a decision, but your head is talking you out of it. And that's what was happening with me. I was in a company that I was very happy with and earned a lot of income with, and had just earned a $40,000 US bonus check, which hadn't been fully paid out. So some of it had been paid out, but I was waiting for the remainder to be paid out. Now, I could have stayed and collected that money, But I made a very bold decision after a lot of stress, I will say, and weeks of analyzing and researching and going back and forth and thinking, no, yes, no, yes, no. The head and the gut were sort of having a conversation with themselves. But at the end of the day, I had to follow my gut. And I do believe people come into our lives for a reason. Opportunities come into our lives for a reason. And even though we might not be able to rationalize it at the time, you look back on these kind of things and go, I'm so thankful that happened, because that led me to that led me to that led me to that. So I made a very bold move to walk away from that $40,000 bonus check being fully paid out. So remainder of it, majority of it hadn't been paid out yet. But I believe so strongly in the mission that we're behind now, the products, because they're clean, they're scientifically, backed, clinical studies, like there's no nasty ingredients in them. The company itself is owned by a billionaire. It's not in any trouble, like financially sound. The vision of where they're going with their technology, their products, their development, like as far as being backed by a company with the right mission and being really solid in a marketplace that's not, there's a lot of volatility in the market at the moment. This company hasn't got that. So all of that, as well as in this industry that we're talking about of social selling, building a business online, we're kind of like our own boss. So as long as you've got a phone and a computer and an internet connection, you can do this business. Anybody can do this business. But most people don't succeed in this business because they don't have the support, the training, the systems, the duplicatable systems. When you grow a network of people, like that's where a lot of people fall down. So if you've experienced this industry before or dabbled in it before and not had much success, I get it. I understand it. And I live and breathe it because I'm a social media coach and mentor to people in this space. And I see all sorts of different companies. I see all sorts of product lines. I see all sorts of comp plans. I see it all because I'm company neutral when it comes to my training and mentorship. But when this came across my path, I was like, ooh, that aligns with me better. But my head's going, you can't walk away from that kind of money. Why would you walk away from that kind of money? And, you haven't been there that long. Like, that doesn't make sense. What about your reputation and your credibility? And all those kind of things were running through my head. Eventually, the gut won over. So I made the very bold move to walk away from the money to start from scratch in this company. It has only been 1 month today, and it has been incredible. The team of beautiful people that we are helping with this cause, and the cause of mental wellness, the product, the testimonials, the way we're growing, the systems, it is just a breath of fresh air, and it's kind of effortless. When I say that, we still work hard. I still work hard, but it's got ease and flow to it, which a lot of people can't say in this industry, that they have ease and flow with like a business of this nature. So I'm very glad that I made the decision. This is a long-term decision for me. Obviously, we had a conversation, a number of weeks ago, and you caught the vision as well. And that's why we're spreading the word. So, if natural health is something that's important to you, mental wellness, gut health, the gut-brain axis is important to you, an extra income stream is important to you, but building that in a way where you have a solid team, solid leadership, solid systems. Like, you basically sign up to our launch plan and you get a text message every day telling you what to do. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to go looking in a Facebook group. What do I do? How do I do this? It's all laid out for you. So as far as a really modern approach, attraction marketing approach, having like a $10,000 training program available to our team is unheard of. And on top of that, I have a paid coaching community for anybody in any company, but I give all of that training to my team for free on top of the attraction marketing training that we already get access to as part of our team. So it's just win, 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 win.
It is, yeah. And it's just like, I want to talk real quickly about the strategies and the systems, because that is what makes or breaks you. Because yes, at the beginning, you're all motivation and you talk to everybody. And then something starts happening where you feel like, oh, I've talked to everybody and they've said yay or nay. And what do I do now? And be able to, I know that my team, the people who've chosen to put their trust in me, they're taken care of. They don't need me to teach them every step of the way. Like I've had people join me, I'd never spoken to them in person. We didn't have to hop on a Zoom. That is what the quality of this system is. Of course, I hop on Zooms with my people, but not to train them in social media, because I have amazing Helen Martin and even, more of this caliber of leaders on this team. And I get to focus on, okay, so what's keeping you stuck? What about this is making you maybe, not feeling confident enough, which is where I come in, right? So if you do choose to put your trust in me, you get my Get Unstuck proven, therapist approved in a long time, proven Get Unstuck hacks for free, and my personal mentorship as well. So it is a win-win-win-win-win-win-win.
Absolutely.
It is a fascinating time to live in. We can choose to be scared by all the things that are happening, like, everything getting more expensive. And over here in Europe, I mean, there are crazy things happening all over the globe. And many people are very, very scared and very, very stressed. And you don't need to stay there. Okay. That is actually a personal choice. And I know that's sometimes hard to hear, but I like the hard truths that will actually make us grow as a human being. And I believe we all have potential. We all have gifts for this life. And when we allow ourselves to heal, and I had to do some big healing. I didn't go live for 12 months, even though I had amazing Helen Martin helping me, because I had to do some deep healing work. I've had trauma in my life that helped me back from it. So we all are on our unique journey, but we don't need to walk it alone. And if you've got any questions, please drop them below. We're happy to come back and answer them. Helen, I just want to say thank you for not only being my friend, but also for being a source of wisdom. Like as a therapist, you don't have many people asking you how you do. And like when Helen does that, the tears start running, which is usually the effect that I have. So thank you so much, really, for not only being there for me when I need you, but also always believing in everybody on this team when we need it most, because sometimes, we all need somebody to believe in us, right? So thank you for being incredible leader. And I can just say for Helen's coaching community, like I've been in the online space for a few years. I know my way around it now, but this is the one community I still come back to. So if you want to know more about it, let me know. And I'm happy to introduce you to this not only amazing human being, but also her work, which you can access 24/7, which is incredible. So thank you so much, Helen, for your time today, for taking the time out of your busy day. Let's just see. Judy says, so simple and duplicatable, absolutely win-win-wins. Mentorship and support provided. You both is definitely priceless. Thank you so much, Judy. It's a pleasure working with you. We love you too, Judy. You know that. And this is the best line of products I've come across in a long time.
Amazing.
This woman hasn't had a chance to take the products yet.
Yeah.
But she's seen the testimonials. I've seen them. We have a Facebook group full of them. Let me know if you want to know more, because it's really we can't make any promises, and we're not promising anything. But as I said before, our bodies can work miracles when we give them what they need. So thank you all.
Yeah.
And starting words from you, Helen.
Yeah. I've worked with you for a number of years now, and you are a phenomenal leader, to anybody that chooses to work with you. So for anybody listening, that if you're slightly curious about, the product line, the mission behind the company, or the business model, or what we can help you with, I see people in my I live in a country town now, which is part of the story that I said at the beginning of, moving out of the city and corporate. But I walk down the main street here and I see a business go up, and it's like, I wonder how long that's going to last. And I'm not kidding, like 6 to 8 months and they're gone. And it happens all the time. It's really sad. Like we were walking down there just last weekend and I said to my husband, oh, that shop's gone already. Like this business model online, the risk is so low, but the potential if you do the work, and it's not only the financial side of it, the relationships that we are building, the support structure that as human beings, I mean, part of my motto is to be a human before a marketer in the online world, but the relationships, like I've known Katrine for years. We've met once in person, but I know, she has my back and I have hers. Like, it's just incredible what we can achieve in the online world. So that's not something to be scared of, but the mission and the vision that we've got behind mental wellness and helping people with natural solutions is just It's a joy, and it's bigger than ourselves. So if any of those things resonate with you, it costs nothing to have a conversation with Katrine. Nobody is here to talk anybody into anything. It's just a matter of sharing information and seeing whether what we do might be a good fit for you. So just reach out to Katrine, to get that information, have that conversation, and you can evaluate for yourself whether it's a good fit for you or not.
Yeah, and I mean, any business. Yeah, thank you so much, Helen. Yeah, this isn't for everybody. But if you feel that there might have been a reason you've watched this today, let's have a conversation. Okay, so thank you all. Be safe and happy and healthy, and let's talk very soon. Thank you so much for joining me today, Helen. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.